Armenia stands out with the highest female-to-male ratio in the world, a sobering reality that leaves many women to navigate life on their own. Historical conflicts, coupled with pressing economic difficulties, have compounded this issue, pushing women into precarious situations where support is often lacking. Transitioning to the broader context, the economic framework in these regions leans heavily on agriculture, which unfortunately fosters poverty. This financial insecurity drives many men to seek opportunities elsewhere, thereby leaving a disproportionate number of women in precarious circumstances. The absence of male support exacerbates their vulnerabilities. In Georgia, the narrative is similarly grim. Civil unrest and economic turmoil have forced a significant number of men to search for work outside their homeland. This mass exodus results in a demographic skew, with a troubling surplus of women facing uncertain futures. Moreover, the threat of gender-based violence in Georgia is alarmingly high. Recent femicide cases underscore the harsh realities women grapple with daily. This violence is not merely an isolated phenomenon, it is deeply entrenched in systemic discrimination and prevailing societal norms that fail to protect them. Adding another layer to this crisis, women in Georgia find themselves significantly underrepresented in politics. This lack of presence restricts their ability to influence critical decisions that shape their lives, thereby perpetuating the cycles of gender inequality that continue to plague society. Despite the government's acknowledgement of these pressing issues, the response has been lackluster at best. Effective solutions are sorely lacking, leaving many women vulnerable to ongoing violence and discrimination. The gravity of this situation demands immediate and robust intervention. Shifting gears, the gender pay gap in Sri Lanka paints a stark picture of economic inequality. Women consistently earn far less than their male counterparts, hindering their financial independence and overall quality of life. This persistent wage disparity remains a significant barrier to achieving true gender equality. Compounding this issue, a staggering 90% of women and girls in Sri Lanka report experiencing public harassment. This alarming statistic brings to light a pervasive societal problem that creates an unsafe environment, stripping women of their sense of security and agency. Furthermore, the shadow of domestic violence looms large, pushing many women into silence out of fear of familial upheaval. This reluctance to speak out complicates efforts to address these critical issues, trapping victims in a cycle of suffering that is difficult to escape. In light of the ongoing economic crisis, families in Sri Lanka are forced to make painful choices, rationing food supplies and slashing non-essential expenses. This grim reality amplifies existing poverty levels, making daily survival increasingly challenging for countless households. Turning towards Lebanon, the situation mirrors these struggles, where domestic violence is rampant, exacerbated by economic hardships and societal lockdowns. Here, the entrenched patriarchal structures allow violence against women to go unreported. Women's rights fall victim to neglect, further complicating their plight. Moreover, child marriage remains a critical issue in Lebanon. Both Muslim and Christian communities endorse the practice of allowing girls as young as 15 to wed older men, often under the terms dictated by religious courts. This troubling reality showcases the systemic issues that allow such practices to persist. As we analyze the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, it becomes clear that job creation and economic growth in Vietnam have suffered drastically. The ongoing repercussions hit the poorest segments of society the hardest, further entrenching cycles of poverty. While agriculture remains Vietnam's largest industry, its significance is on the decline, struggling to sustain the growing population. Many families now rely heavily on remittances from abroad, highlighting a concerning shift in economic stability and self-sufficiency. Finally, gender-based violence in Vietnam is a pervasive issue, often accepted as a norm in society. This acceptance leads many women to forego seeking help, thus deepening their vulnerability within a system that has yet to adequately address these critical matters.